error while I saw the error.
We are Gathering of the Geeks, a podcast and YouTube show built around the things we as geeks all love. Hashtag we gather on Sundays. Thank you for checking out thank you for checking out the one about Folie do or don't. I'm one of your hosts, Emmet, and I'm joined by the Ted Lasso and my coach beard, Chris Evans. Chris Evans, how are you? What's with the confused face there? What's going on?
Was the banner thing always? I think I screwed something up. Was the thing?
Oh, it is. Blue? It's blue and white.
Yeah, I screwed something up.
Yeah, it's all right. It matches now.
They keep adding different things. I keep messing with it. Stuff happens. I tinker. You know. What was the question? Oh, I'm good. How are you?
What's the question? Yeah. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Gathering of the Geeks is available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for Gathering of the Geeks and you will find us right there. Oh man, it's all changed. Oh man, look at it. Look, it's like 3D coming right at us too. That's interesting.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But also, I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did. I'll figure it out later.
What's up, Ian? What's up, Cookie? What's up, Eric? How you guys doing tonight? Hope everybody is good. Chris, do you clean your electronics? Like computer screen? Do you give it a wipe? TV screen? Do you give your TV screen a wipe down?
Sometimes, yes.
What do you use to clean your TV screen? Like, are you a crazy person and use like water and paper towel, or do you got like
I use Windex?
Yeah.
No, I use like a microfiber cloth.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're supposed to use. I'm not sure, but I'll wipe the TV screen down and like my gaming controller, stuff like that. But my computer, I'm pretty sure, is just a collection of dust with buttons on it. Like the vents, I can see the dust. I don't even know how to clean it. I'm sure if I get one of those air cans, it'll do the job, but I don't want to. It's not bothering anybody.
It's like that when I took my PS5 apart whenever I go to put the extra storage in it, and you pry the thing off, and it's like, oh man, just so many dusts around the fan and all that kind of stuff. I just gave it an old. Just blew it off and that yeah, exactly. That's still the way I clean things. It's like they're on Nintendo Entertainment System.
Do you keep your PS5 like in a cubby hole or something?
Yeah, it's like in the middle of the, what do you call it? The thing that, the entertainment center. So it stays in the middle of that. No door on it. Nothing around it to try and give it as much space as possible. But yes, it's open to the air. So then open.
Did you expect anything different?
So it's open to the dust and the air and everything. But yeah, that's where it is.
Okay. Yeah, mine is just on top of the entertainment center, right in front of the TV, and it probably annoys anybody who tries to watch TV, but it is.
Yeah.
It's just in the corner. It's fine.
Do you lie yours down, or do you have it stood up?
No. It's down.
I have mine standing up, and it scares me all the time. But it's got the base on it, so
it's classy looking.
What about your cell phone? Do you clean your
I'm very meticulous about that. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that bothers me when the phone gets like dusty or I don't like that. I wouldn't say like I'm a clean freak with things, but just certain things bug me, and that's one of the things that bug me.
Clean phone, good man.
Yeah, need a clean phone. I'm assuming you are not a clean phone person then.
No, like the charging port on mine, like there's always like lint in it from my pants or whatever. So like then I can't plug the plug in all the way sometimes, and I take like a safety pin or a pin, and you kind of get inside and you can clean it out a little bit. So I do that every once in a while.
I have my phone upside down in my jeans so that the port is standing up.
That's the trick right there.
I try.
Yeah,
Ian's PS5 is standing. I put a cover on the top to stop dust going in. It's a bad design. It kind of is, and it's also way too big. Like it's just a bulky thing. It's like an old VCR.
Yeah.
I wish it had a VHS player, so I would use the VHS player.
I wonder if that PS5, PS6 now with VHS.
I would use the VHS, especially if you record stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That would be so much fun. Just we're like 1989 again. It'd be cool.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I don't have any of my VHS tapes anymore, though.
I have not seen one in years. But now people are collecting sealed VHS tapes.
Mm.
I don't know if you've ever seen that, but they collect them and they go for a lot of money, depending what it is. And if it's like I saw someone buy Jurassic Park sealed for like $1,000.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, I'd pay like $10 for it, but
mm-hmm.
I don't know about $1,000. But I think it's cool to have like certain things, because there are also certain things that I just want to own in every format possible. Like I do own Batman Begins in every format that I can.
Nice.
I have Interview with the Vampire on 3 formats. So I think certain stuff is just fun to have the whole thing. Hey, Grabs. Hello,
good to hear from you, Grabs.
Older kid gets an extra half hour to bedtime. Oh, he's living the life. Hey, Phil.
Yo.
Actually, Grabs had a fun video on Instagram. They were doing this catapult thing at the dinner table. And I just thought that it just looked like fun. I don't even know what goes on the catapults, but it looked neat. My mind goes to like breads, like dinner rolls. And put them in and launch them. But
yeah, I was thinking like mashed potatoes or something.
Like Hook, basically.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. You want Rufio to come out and help you. I get it.
Yeah, that's right.
I want to be part 19 Party Man. That's actually on my Spotify playlist, and it does randomly come on.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's like a good surprise. Because we've talked about my Spotify list is so very like it'll be Ghost, and then Gentlemen, broaden your minds, and it's Party Man.
So Ghost has made it into my Spotify as well,
Nice.
because of my son. You know the song "Mary on a Cross"?
Yeah.
You know that? He loves that song. So that's a daily playlist for my son now.
I knew that he was cool.
And they're the band that you thought was going to be like Lestat kind of thing, right? That's the sense you kind of got.
Yeah, I thought that they would be a good comparison. Like that's how you can do his stuff today, like modern.
Right.
Just do Ghost, which is not the way they're going. It looks like.
No. Yeah. So it's interesting that Ghost is. Yeah, I'm all about Mary on a Cross now. So
wait till he finds the other stuff.
We'll see.
Little Sunshine. I think it's Little Sunshine. That's one of my favorites.
Okay. All right. So what'd you get up to this week, Chris? Lots of things, little things.
It was a busy week for me. I had a lot to do. I got yelled at by an old lady, which changed the course of my whole week.
That sounds like a start of a horror movie. got yelled at by an old lady and changed the course of my week.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot, but that kind of threw my whole week off. That lady, bless her heart. So I didn't do much other than Halloween things. I read a couple of comics. I did read was it the 3rd issue of Frankenstein?
Yeah, that was the one from last week. Yep.
Ghost is spectacular. I agree. I did read that. I liked it, actually. I thought it was a lot better than the other issue. This one I was happy with.
Good.
And I really like the art.
Yeah, Michael Walsh I really love him.
Yeah, the art, especially when it comes to the monster stuff, is great. There's no way to talk about your wife. No. She is someone else. The old lady. That's a different topic. Yeah, I like that book a lot. I thought the art was good. I like what they're doing with the story because this issue, like the other, I think it was the first one, kind of fills that space that the Dracula book did, where it exists inside the movie, but from like a slightly different perspective, in a way. And so we get kind of deeper into the woods with this, and I like that, seeing more of Elizabeth's side and where the heart came from. Really, it kind of fits with the way the book ends,
Mm-hmm.
and also just that part of the Frankenstein story anyway, the movie, I mean. So I like that a lot. If you guys aren't reading Frankenstein, I think it's worth checking out, especially if you like the Dracula book. I would still say throw the creature book in a bonfire, but that's neither here nor there. So I read that, and then I read the new issue of the last Halloween.
Yes.
Is that what it's called? Okay, did we get it right
Yeah.
this time? Okay.
Batman: The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween.
Oh yeah, well, we read that. I read that, and that was a good read, I would say. This
It had to try very hard to be good, I think.
this one was dicey. I
Yeah.
think.
Thank you. Okay, good.
Yeah, issue 0, great.
Yeah.
Issue 1, pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I feel like Loeb is playing catch up with himself or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're trying to recreate your greatest hits formula,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe we've been to the well too many times and now it's just becoming nonsensical.
That's good. That's a good description of it, I think. The story in this one, I'm just like, okay, what's happening here? Well,
Yeah.
like they're talking to Catwoman. Is she getting healed up by some doctor in Arkham Asylum? I'm like, what?
Why is she doing that?
I don't know.
Why is Gamora? I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Eric says the writing feels like typical low but missing sales art in this world. Yeah, yes and no. I mean, yeah, I don't miss sales art to be honest. I don't love sales art, but this new artist also tries to put his own spin, and some of it looks good, some of it didn't to me.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's really the story that I'm not captivated by, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And also there's a lot going on because you have the Harvey Dent stuff, which is the background. You
Yeah.
have Gordon's son kidnapped, but then you have the holiday. What is happening?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it the last Halloween? Is this the exuberant, overstuffed Halloween? What are we reading?
Yeah.
I don't really know. I wouldn't say the issue was like horrible or anything,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not what I wanted, not what I was
Yeah.
hoping for, and Loeb does better usually. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But I'm thinking it'll get better. Maybe this was just like kind of like a setup type of thing. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. That's my take on it. But what do you think about it? You read it too?
Yeah, we pretty much feel the exact same way. I didn't like where the story was going. I didn't like what the characters are doing. I like this idea of Batman taking Robin to Arkham Asylum for the first time. I thought that was a kind of a cool introduction, but then he just leaves Robin, and then Robin just goes to talk to Calendar Man, and Batman just doesn't bother to look behind him to see if Robin's still with him. Just a lot of the weird story beats in this one I didn't like, and I didn't like the art as much as in the first issue.
Mm-hmm.
Klaus Johnson or Janssen is the artist in the second issue, and I just didn't enjoy their art. Didn't like the way Batman looked. Didn't like the way Robin
No.
looked.
Was Robin
So
wearing
just the kid.
pants?
I, I don't know.
It was really weird. I don't understand what I was looking at whenever I saw him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I would say after the first issue, which was very good, and one of the things that I thought was interesting in the second issue is just there's no Two-Face stuff.
Yeah.
Like
None.
the ending of that first issue left a big matzo ball hanging there with what happened with Two-Face, and then they just don't go back to it, which I thought was kind of odd. But it's the second issue. We've still got 10 more to go. There's lots of time to keep it moving. I also thought the ending of this one just didn't hit as well either. Like the stuff with the penguin.
Oh yeah.
Just
Yeah.
just felt very
Well,
abrupt. Like, oh look, here's the penguin, and then there
there
goes the
was
penguin.
the penguin,
Yeah,
which we know
exactly.
that's
So
not the end of not to spoil
exactly.
anything,
So
but there's more to it. But
yeah,
yeah, even that like Batman was oddly chatty and open about things.
very talkative.
Like I don't know what's going on here. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But there are
Yeah.
a lot of issues left. So
Yeah, lots of time to go.
But I would say this too. I don't think I've read any other like the big low bat stories where I said, "Oh, this issue is not good. I guess we'll get to the next one." I don't remember feeling that in any of them, even with Hush.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm hoping it picks back up though. It's only one issue. Ian asked, "Is anyone reading The Nice House by the Sea?" I haven't read this yet. I don't even. Is it from Tynan? Because I also like Nice House by the Lake too. But
I think he's writing this one. I know this is the first issue or first comic in the new Vertigo line, and yeah, it's from Tynan.
Okay, then I'm gonna pick that up because I liked Nice House by the Lake was pretty cool. It was just a lot. Too many characters, but other than that, it was cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's all I read.
Same here. That's all I had for this week.
Just the last of
the last first Halloween, the longest one.
This week should be good though. We get Absolute Superman, which I'm really excited for, and that new Batgirl book is out this week too.
Yeah, Batgirl #1 from Tate Bromwell. Yeah, it should be a good one.
I think it's Cassie in the suit too, which is neat.
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for that. I think the first arc is called The Mother or something. So should be fun.
Yeah. Another good DC week.
They are killing it.
Indeed.
I know there's a lot of Marvel stuff too, but I just haven't sat down to read it. I'm really behind on everything. And like we were talking about earlier, there's so much Moon Knight, and I just want the regular book. And now I'm lost because there's 3 different books. I don't even know where to read anymore.
Yeah, well, some characters just don't. I don't know if deserves the right word, but don't deserve to have multiple. Yeah, warrant 3 different books in a universe and all that kind of stuff. Just keep her simple.
I think in some you have like an overall concept of a character. Okay, that could be spread across. Like in the case of Moon Knight specifically, it's the moniker. You know, this is Khonshu's fist. So there's been a couple of them throughout time. So you can have multiple, but at the same time, it's like there's a reason this one works in comics. And they've never attempted another one, really.
Yeah.
I say that, but I'm reading, I think, 4 different Batman books again. What do I know?
He just works. He just works.
He does. He said, I'm enjoying the Energon universe. Kelly Thompson Scarlet is great. Energon sounds like a Transformers thing. Yes?
It's kind of like that. I think the Energon universe is that the G.I. Joe and the Transformers thing. I think that's what it is.
They share a universe?
Indeed.
So Optimus Prime is G.I. Joe, or vice versa. Well, that was a quick reading part.
Yeah, quick reads this week. That's all right.
Let's talk Only Murders in the Building.
Indeed.
Yes. Okay. We're going to go full spoilers, although I think just Emmet, myself, and Ian watch it anyway. Oh, and Eric. Yeah. I don't know who watches the show and who doesn't, because on Twitter, it's like silence. Nobody talks about it. It's like, I don't even have to worry about spoilers. I don't know about you. Like, I don't care if I don't watch it that night because I know it's fine.
Yeah, no harm.
Yeah, no harm. It's fine. I thought the finale was really fun. I was surprised at the reveal. So the reveal, of course, was in the episode before, but I didn't see it coming. And then the way they followed through with it was a little interesting to me because it was more physical than it normally is. So it was a different change of pace. The way it's all wrapped up is nice, but I didn't like the way they did the very end for a couple of reasons. This season introduced the idea that something's been going on since season 1, but it was never solved in this one. They just kind of mentioned it and like left it there.
Right.
I didn't like that. And I also had an issue with the way they introduced the new murder because it felt like we were watching a Broadway version of the show. Because everybody was so theatrical.
Right.
Yeah, it just felt odd to me. And it's weird saying that when there's literally an episode where they walk in slow motion and are afraid of, was it tomatoes?
Yeah, from season 3, yeah.
Yeah, and that was less theatrical to me. Emmet did. Oh, that he's here. Emmet didn't block me on Twitter. No GTS for him. Wouldn't that be
What
a
is
good thing for him?
GTS?
Go to sleep.
Oh no, go to sleep for him. Oh, GTS. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
GTS.
Yeah, well, it's close, Eddie. Real close, buddy.
There's still times, Eddie. Don't
Yeah.
piss him off. But yeah, other than that, I thought it was a really good episode. Great season overall. I've seen some people say it's their favorite season. I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed this one.
It's an interesting idea about ranking the seasons because all of them are great. I think I'd almost put this one at the bottom of the list.
Oh, really?
For me, yeah. Mostly I think it was. I can't remember what episode it was, but I was talking about how the Galifianakis, Eva Longoria, and the Eugene Levy stuff just wasn't working. I think that was early on. And then the ending. I didn't dislike the ending. I just thought that the Lester thing was a little out of place.
Forced is the word I would use.
Yeah, something like, okay, we need to, and like I almost wonder about that theatrical nature to it. Like I could see like the start of next season and being like, all of a sudden, like that's just fake. Like it felt like his color was really strange. The blood in the water was really strange.
I think it'd be funny if that's part of the movie.
Yeah, that was my thought as well. Like something about this just doesn't feel right, and maybe that could be it. Because like before that, the stuff with the Tio Leone character, like that was really interesting to me.
Which
but
that
yeah,
was
just
mentioned on a TV screen.
Oh yeah. Oh, what was that?
What she's talking about, I forgot the names, but they.
Oh, it was like a news report or something.
Yeah, it was on the TV.
Yeah. Yeah. So a little bit up and down overall for the season. One thing I really loved about the, I think I remember it was the final episode of the penultimate episode, but when Steve Martin and Martin Short are going out on the ledge, and they're so scared, and they're doing the step and the twist and the step and the twist.
Step twist.
Yeah. Like that's gold stuff right there, or the stuff with Ron. I thought that was in the penultimate episode. I think that stuff was very good, and they're wearing like their CGI outfits or whatever. I thought that stuff was very funny, and that's what this season really came down to for me, was the characters, and the realization I think for the both of us is why this show keeps working is because of the characters.
Yeah.
Like the characters are just so good, the actors are so good, and the writing for the dialogue and the characters is just beyond any kind of comedy that we see on TV right now. And I felt that way throughout the entirety of this season, aside from a little bit with Levy, Galifianakis, and Longoria. But then the stuff with the story, I think for me overall might not have worked with Saz Pataki and then her trampoline park and the stunt doubles. A couple of things that just didn't seem consistent overall. Again, the show is great, and I'm surprised every single time that I watch the show and realize we're going on season 5 now. That it's just crazy that they can continue to make it enjoyable to watch every single week. Oh, because even the worst episodes are still very enjoyable to watch. Which there wasn't. Again, it's hard to even pick out a bad episode. I don't think there has been one yet. But then just like talking about the finale, how it just felt like a couple of things just felt a little bit out of place, but still very enjoyable TV.
I think that's a good way to put it. Some things just feel out of place. And I think that we've spent so much time with these characters. It's like you know where the line is as far as the theatricality of it. There is a line that they don't usually bump against. But it feels like this season just kept pushing it as much as they possibly could. And maybe it should have been scaled back a bit. I think that was another thing for me. Because like I said, overall, great season. But there were things that I think maybe they pushed a bit much. Eric says, hard to pick a favorite season. Yeah, I don't know if I could. I think by default, I'd probably just say the first season because it was still such a new concept. And everything was working as it should. But not a bad season yet. So
nope.
He thinks 2 might be his favorite. I don't actually remember season by season who's who anymore because they all bleed together.
Yeah, 2 is the one with Amy.
That's another thing that's hard for me to pick.
Yeah, 2 is the one with Amy Schumer, where she was up in the top, and
Yeah.
Cara Delevingne.
Was
and
2 the podcast girl? I think 2 is
Oh,
the
right.
podcast lady.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
tomatoes.
that's I thought Tomatoes was 2, I think.
Yeah, then
I don't know.
3, yeah, I
That's
did.
they blend together.
3 was the musical.
Right. Yep.
With the mother and the son. So
Right.
yeah. Anyway, Ian says there were some amazing episodes this season, but the finale was a bit meh. Not bad, but a bit lackluster. I thought they were building up to a greater connection between the murders. Yes, they made like a big deal out of that, and then they dropped it. I don't know what happened there. Maybe they're saving it, and that's fine. But you can't keep setting up stuff and not finishing it. You're gonna annoy people.
Yep.
And I think that maybe, again, they pushed a little too hard. He also says Marshall wasn't an interesting killer. The action didn't make much sense near the end, but like you said, the characters make it enjoyable. I'm a little indifferent on Marshall. I don't hate him. I don't love him. I thought he was fine. They went for something different.
100%.
They went for something different, and that's fine. The next one, I'm sure, will throw us all. Yeah. It was good to see Tia Leone will be in the next season. I'm happy with that too. I like Tia Leone. I think she's always good in the stuff that she's in. Also interesting, the kind of characters can be playing, judging by what we saw and what you hear from the TV report. So pretty interesting there.
Yep, going to be exciting.
Only Murders is good. Looking forward to more, which is something 100%. I didn't expect to say. So I watched that. That was great. What We Do in the Shadows. I don't know how much more I try to convince everybody. Please watch this show. It's so much fun.
He's trying, folks. He's trying so hard.
It worked with Interview. I got people to watch Interview. I even got 2 people to agree to a podcast with me about Interview. So I'm trying to spread that to What We Do in the Shadows. It's in the same vein, sort of, and it's funny. It's also got great characters. There's even a demonic doll. It's fun.
Is it done now?
No, this is the last season.
Okay.
But they released, I think, 3 episodes at once, and I want to say it's 10 episodes total. And 4 and 5, I believe, have already hit. So it's rapidly ending.
Rapidly.
Yeah, so which means everybody's got time to catch up with all the other seasons or the movie. Either way, I mean, do you? It's good. So I watched those, and then since it was the end of Spooky Month, which I'm still mourning, I did finish out with some Halloween stuff.
All right.
I have to get my letterbox because I don't remember. Bear with me. Okay. Have you ever seen World War Z with Brad Pitt?
Yep.
I rewatched that this week. And I like that a lot. I saw it when it came out. And I thought it was great. It's just a very different kind of zombie movie. And it's interesting in a way because I think if it wasn't Brad Pitt, it wouldn't have worked as well as it does. Like, do you remember the ending?
The thing where he needs everyone to think that they're infected or not infected. I don't remember much of that movie, but yeah.
Okay, so the ending is completely anticlimactic. He literally drinks a Pepsi and walks by zombies. That is the end. It's not a spoiler, folks. The movie's been out for 10 years, I think. So, but if that were any other actor, I don't think people would have cared. Like, this is stupid. But because it's Brad Pitt with flowing locks.
Oh, beautiful hair in that movie.
Yes, he stays pristine for most of it. He falls out of a helicopter or something, and he's still fine. So, if not for Brad Pitt, I think the movie wouldn't be what it is. But it does have him, so we'll count it. It's really entertaining, and I like the zombies in it. They're much more like the 28 Days Later zombies, which are what I prefer. That kind of wild, rampant kind of ones. So I rewatched that. That was a good time. I like the concept of it. Like, the zombies only want healthy people. Kind of interesting. They do that with vampires sometimes too, and different things.
Okay.
So that's cool. Did I talk about Azrael?
Yeah, last week you did. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
That's the one with Samara Weaving.
Yeah, they need to have like a date thing on here when you
Yeah.
watch stuff. So World War Z. Then I watch this kind of every year, but Trick or Treat, the anthology movie, I just love it, and I'm very excited for the new one.
Oh, I didn't know they were making a sequel or
a sequel.
What is it?
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be all new characters and stuff, except for Sam. Yeah, I have Sam in there.
I haven't seen it.
I forget that you haven't seen it. Sam is awesome. When we went trick or treating, there was a lot of Sam stuff around, which was neat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the movie it has quite a following now. I think if it would have released in theaters, it actually would have been a pretty big deal.
Well, how old is that movie?
That's a good question. It is
2007.
It's been out for a while, and it just really got a following the last few years, I think.
It's got your boy Brian Cox in it, eh?
He does. My sweet angel. I love him. He's also a horrible human in this too.
Oh, good.
I don't know if I've ever seen a movie where Brian Cox is like a good guy. I don't know if it exists.
That's an interesting thought.
Because off the top of my head, he's been Hannibal Lecter, right?
Mm-hmm. He's
Stryker in X-Men, of course. My favorite role in Succession, Logan Roy.
He's got so many roles. It's hard to find one.
He's always a horrible person.
He does play an asshole very well.
Yeah, he does. I think it's just him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he just shows up and says, "What am I saying today? What's my line? What are my lines today?"
Yeah.
It's got a good cast. So it's got him in it. Anna Paquin is also in it.
Mm-hmm.
I can never remember this guy's name. He was in the Raimi Spider-Man movies. He was supposed to be the lizard, but it never happened for him. Dylan Baker, I think.
You got it. Yep.
Yeah, Dylan Baker's in it. I think someone else is too. I can't remember. But yeah, I watched that again. That's always a treat.
Nice.
Also, I wanted to. The Batman is a Halloween movie. I actually agree with this. So is Batman Forever because the ending takes place on Halloween.
Yeah, there's literal trick or treaters showing.
There are,
and Wayne Manor.
They couldn't tell the difference between a child and Two-Face and the Riddler, and a bunch of goons. Who would have known? Greatest detective. Hey, Aaron. Ian says best recent watches Lioness and Dan Dan. I don't know what that is.
Dan.
Yeah, what is Dan, Ian? Music by John Williams is a must watch. Okay, I thought that was like a concert that people were going to. I don't know.
I think it's a documentary on something. Disney Plus.
Oh, okay. Aaron says we showed Shaun of the Dead at when work. It was our at work. It was our busiest session on Halloween. Yeah, Shaun of the Dead is always good. Always good. So anyway, Trick or Treat. Then I had to watch Dracula because why not?
Mm-hmm.
The classic. And I finished out my spooky watches with one of the best Halloween movies ever created, and I will take no slander. Hubie Halloween.
No, I know. Oh boy,
it's good. It's just a fun movie.
Hubie Halloween. What is it about that movie that you like so much?
I can't even explain it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's just like the old Adam Sandler stuff that was really dumb but entertaining. It doesn't require much attention. It's just kind of fun.
Ooh, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you can just turn your brain off and it's Adam Sandler doing stupid shit. Also, it's Halloween, so that probably adds to it a lot. Like I'd watch Ernest Scared Stupid too. For the same reason.
Ernest Scared Stupid. That was one of my faves when I was a kid.
Yeah, it was for me too. Even though I hated the way that I always thought the trolls were disgusting.
Oh, the makeup or the costumes were so good.
I remember all the snot, and that always disgusted me. Even as a kid, I was like, eh. But yeah, Hubie Halloween is I don't know, I just like it. It's also a great like post trick or treat movie. Like we came home and then I watched that by myself. Nobody else wanted to watch it with
me. Just something to relax and watch.
I think I still have my cape on too. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Went to bed in it.
I was going to. It flows very well. It just like sits on the shoulders. It's really nice. It just flows. It was only $10 at Walmart. Who knew?
Hey, as long as you enjoy it.
I did. I'm probably gonna wear it more often. So those were my watches.
No, nothing new for you this week.
No, I just, like I said, this week went off course. It was an interesting one. Plus, I was playing a lot of Call of Duty, so that didn't help.
You playing Black Ops 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Joe says Dan is a wild anime. I haven't heard of it. I'll look it up though. Cookie says I finally watched The Substance, lived up to the hype. So I'm watching this after The Penguin tonight. I have to see.
I was going to say, I'm surprised you haven't watched it. I was surprised this wasn't at the top of every list that you've been talking about for the past 3 weeks.
It was, when it was in theaters, it was at the top of my list, but the showings were so odd here. There was like one showing a day at an inconvenient time, and I couldn't make it. So at a point, I gave up and said, okay, I'll watch it when it hits home. And now it's on, I think, a streamer called Mubi or something.
Mubi, that's right.
I don't even know what that is, but I guess we're doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I have to watch The Substance. I've heard nothing but wild things about it, and I'm in.
I'm so confused about that movie. Like I've heard that like there's like it's a comedy.
Yeah, I've heard it's a comedy and a horror movie.
Yeah, but like the horror is like beyond grotesque.
Oh, perfect.
So yeah.
Mubi has a 7-day trial. We are definitely in.
There it is. You got it.
Is anything else on Mubi worth watching for the 7 days, or do I just watch this and cancel?
What the hell is Mubi? What's on Mubi?
I don't know. It's new. Oh, okay.
There's an eyeball, right? Oh, it's the you type in Mubi, you go right to it. It automatically plays the trailer for The Substance.
The Fall. I don't know what that is.
Yikes.
Yeah. Okay. So we're doing that tonight. Substance and Mubi.
Wild is an understatement. Oh boy.
I think I saw a screenshot of something, but I don't know if it was a spoiler. I hope that it is in the movie because it was something. But we'll see.
What is? Do you know what the movie is about, or are you going in pretty blind on it?
I think it has something to do with skincare. Skincare, staying young, something like that.
Oh, good.
Demi Moore's in it. Margaret Qualley. I think.
Yeah.
Let's say Dennis Rodman. That's not his name. Dennis. Married to Meg Ryan. That guy. Quaid. Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid. Yeah. Married to Meg Ryan.
Isn't he?
I have no idea.
No, I think he is. I don't know. He looks like he would be. Another bloody streaming service. Quaid. Yeah, but this streaming service has a 7-day trial, so it's okay. Skincare for quite the surprise. Well, that's ominous, Ian.
Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid haven't been married since 2001.
Oh, well, there you go. That was close. They know each other. The Fall is a Lee Pace movie that's been impossible to find for years. It's finally on Mubi. Oh, okay, cool. I like Lee Pace. I think he's pretty talented.
Yeah, you can watch 2 movies in 7 days. You're good.
I can't. I'm trying to beat my Letterboxd. Well, the amount of movies I watched last year. I'm trying to go past that.
What did you do last year? Remember 500 and something, wasn't it?
No, it was 140.
Oh, I thought it was a crazy number last year. So what are you at now? Do you know?
127, I think.
Oh, you got it. You got it in the bag.
Yeah, I got it. It's fine.
That's easy.
It's not like a competition I need to do. I just kind of think it'll be fun if I do.
Well, it's a competition against yourself.
Yeah, I'm going to win an imaginary trophy. You know.
That's right.
I'll take myself to McDonald's and get one of those pumpkin pies. Which are delicious.
Pumpkin pies?
Yeah, they have fried. It's pumpkin cream pies. They're really good. They're seasonal.
Don't have that up here.
No, but you guys have other stuff. Like poutine. We don't have
that. Yes.
What did you watch?
All right. What did I watch? So I watched Deja Vu the other day, with Denzel Washington, Paula Patton, Val Kilmer, directed by Tony Scott. I've seen it before. I love Tony Scott. What's your relationship like with Tony Scott movies? Like, I know you love True Romance, but like Days of Thunder, like how far do you go back? Do you like the any of the newer stuff. Joe and I were talking, or I don't know who I was talking about it with. About it the other day. Somebody. Like there's Domino, Man on Fire, Deja Vu, Unstoppable, Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
I have to go to IMDb because I know I've seen Tony Scott films, but he's not like have you seen that Quentin Tarantino movie? You know?
Sure. Like, what about like Enemy of the State?
Never seen it.
Oh boy. Okay. Anyways, I love Tony Scott movies. Incredible action director. I love the way that the camera moves in Tony Scott movies. I like in his later days, I don't know, what do you call it when like the color looks different on like the color grading is that a word?
Grading.
Yeah, color grading of his later films I really enjoy. Yeah, just a big fan of his action films. But then like in his early days, like stuff like The Last Boy Scout, I'm a big fan of, with Bruce Willis and one of the Wayans. I think it's Damon Wayans.
Yeah.
I love that movie. So I like some of the humor in his movie, in his movies, like even True Romance. A lot of humor in that movie.
That's just a great movie, though.
Yeah, so just a big fan of Tony Scott movies. Real damn shame that he died not so young, but died before, when he felt like he had a lot of movies left in him. So damn shame that way. Also fun to think, him and Ridley Scott, like two of the, most popular directors of all time. Some of my favorite movies from the both of them.
They're brothers, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Tony and Ridley Scott. Yeah.
Okay. That would have been a fun coincidence.
That would have been a weird coincidence. Yeah, so just a big fan of Tony Scott movies. And after watching Deja Vu, which I watched a number of times, it feels like I'm going down a Tony Scott rabbit hole. I think Enemy of the State I'll be watching sometime this week. Gene Hackman and Will Smith. So much fun. Fun, that movie. So if you're not on Tony Scott movies, Chris, I highly recommend you watching more of them.
Well, I can tell you what I have watched. I've seen Top Gun. I didn't love it. I have seen the Kenny Loggins Danger Zone video. I do love that. I've seen Beverly Hills Cop 2. I've also seen the George Michael video, One More Try. Heartbreaking. I haven't seen Days of Thunder. I've seen True Romance. And we're going to skip ahead quite a bit. I saw Domino once. And that'll do it.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm actually looking up Unstoppable. I didn't even know Chris Pine was in this movie. I might have seen this. This looks like something I would have watched.
Yeah, and just so many Denzel Washington movies. The last, it's like they got 4 out of his last 5 movies, I think, have Denzel in them.
I have seen this.
Yeah, okay. That's one with the train, by the way.
Yes, I have seen it. I don't remember a thing about it, but I have seen it.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah. We got some Tony Scott love in the comments, though.
Yeah, I like that.
Ian says, Man on Fire is one of the most underrated movies. I own it on Blu-ray. I have never watched it.
It's so, Chris, I think that would be the one that you would, of all his, would really enjoy.
That's the one with Dakota Fanning, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one I own. It came in a pack. Ian says, Unstoppable is one of my comfort.
It came in a pack.
I own a few movies because it came in a pack, like 27 Dresses, which you would think I would like anyway. But I don't. It just came in a pack. It came with The Devil Wears Prada, which I love and I wanted to own.
Understandable.
Yeah. You got to make the sacrifice sometimes. Says Days of Thunder made me want to become a NASCAR driver as a kid. I know it's about NASCAR, but isn't it like the dark side of NASCAR or something?
Just Tom Cruise as a young buck.
Okay, so I thought it was like the opposite of Ricky Bobby.
I've never seen Ricky Bobby.
Oh, that was a quality. Even Christopher Nolan likes Talladega Nights.
Really?
Yeah, he's mentioned it before. He likes Talladega Nights.
Figures.
He also likes Fast and Furious. Maybe he likes like car movies.
All right, that's enough of that talk.
I don't know. We can open up that can whenever you want. Aaron says Tony Scott over Ridley Scott. Yeah, I said it. Fight me. I have no horse in this race. I like Aliens. So.
Really?
Out of the Ridley Scott, I mean, if you had to ask me to pick between True Romance or Alien, I don't know which one I would pick. I really
is that something that you do, talking about if you had to compare, you pick your favorite of each of them, and that's how, like, you can't if you haven't seen everything, you
well,
say,
yeah, you'd
okay,
have to
take this person's best thing and that person's, or your favorite thing and that thing, and you just combine the two, and whichever one you like more, that's how you would go.
probably because like if I were to
Yeah.
think of like Tarantino, Nolan, two of my favorites, it'd be Begins versus Django. I gotta go with Begins by default, or even
Hmm.
Oppenheimer. I would take Oppenheimer over Django.
Hmm. It's an interesting idea, rather than taking like even the bulk of everything, but you take your favorite of that versus the favorite of another. Hmm.
I mean,
Never
it's
thought
probably
about it
easier
that
if
way.
they're the same genre though,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't think Alien and True Romance are. But who
No.
knows?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could have put Christian Slater in Alien. I would have watched it.
He could have been Ash, maybe.
He could have been the droid. Who knows?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Cookie says True Romance is a favorite. I also love The Last Boy Scout. I actually don't even know what it is.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I've seen The Fan too. That's what Wesley Snipes in the
Yeah,
baseball
Wesley
thing.
Snipes and Robert De Niro. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
about baseball though.
Yeah. Robert De Niro is like a fan of Wesley
Yeah. Okay.
Snipes.
I saw
Yeah,
that as a kid. Yeah.
yeah. I saw it as a kid as well. I think I remember watching it at my grandma's house. She didn't know I was watching that movie.
I
So
think I might have seen it in a theater.
nice.
Yeah. Rated R movies were fine.
Mm-hmm.
Ian said I don't like a lot of Ridley's movies, but the stuff I do like is incredible. That's a tough decision. So that's why you would put it, Alien versus whatever. Last Boy Scout is a classic, so good. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting the impression I need to watch that and Man
Yep,
on Fire.
I would agree with those things. Yep.
Maybe after Substance, we'll see.
You won't have time. Your brain won't have time for anything after that, I don't think.
We'll see. We'll see if I got yelled at this week too.
That old lady coming back for you.
Yeah, like drag me to hell, lady. But what'd you
Oh
watch?
no! Yikes.
What did you get up to?
Okay, deja vu. And then I went. So I took my daughter to an amusement park. Or no, I didn't. That was last week before. This had nothing to do with that. That was my Venom talk.
Yeah, it was Venom.
That was Venom talk. So last week, why did I watch Joker 2? I don't know why.
You felt it in your bones.
Probably it was. It was on digital now, I think, even though you could watch it in other ways. I can't remember why I didn't watch it in theaters, because I remember I watched the first one in theaters. Yeah, timing was off, and maybe everyone's bad comments just kind of got me. I was okay to miss it. So I put it on and I watched it by myself, and I was prepared to. I can't remember what movie I was thinking about this one a while ago, when there was something. I think you had said you didn't like it. Oh, it was Maxine, where you said you didn't like Maxine. Everyone said you didn't like Maxine. So I'm watching Maxine and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I was waiting for that one thing to happen, where we're like, oh, that's why they don't like Maxine. So I felt that same way as I was watching Joker 2. And after the first half hour, I said to myself, I love everything that I'm seeing. After the first hour, I said to myself, I love everything that I'm seeing. After the first hour and a half, and 2 hours, and so forth. And by the end of the movie, I said to myself, I love this movie. And I don't know if I was more surprised that I liked it, or more surprised that people don't like it. It was a very weird thought experiment for myself. And as most of the time, whenever I enjoy something, or any time in my entire life, I always thought, okay, well, what's wrong with me? What is it about me that I like this movie? So and I thought about it for a while. When the movie ended, I thought about it for a while, and then as the days went on, I kept thinking to myself, okay, I'm still enjoying this movie. The more I thought about it, the more as time went on. And I thought about, whether if you liked the first one or if you didn't like the first one. I liked the first one a lot. And then I thought to myself, okay, well, Phil Walsh loved the first one a lot, and he hated Joker 2. Yes. So I'm like, okay, well, it can't be that idea. So I don't really know what it is. And the simplest thing for me is that I love the acting in it. I love the way it looks. I love um, I actually love pretty much all of the musical numbers. I like the story, and I thought the ending was, I don't know, like a stab or a step or a punch or a shot in the dark idea to it, where it tried something, and the something for me was the, I don't know, like the originality of it, the surprising nature of the ending and what they were trying to, what I think they were trying to do. And like there's the whole conversation about, Phillips is trying to subvert the whole idea about this is the Joker and what we all thought the Joker was, and this, that, and the other thing. And if that is all true, then I like that as well. Like I liked everything about the movie. Like as I was watching it, I was thinking to myself like, oh, I don't like how that was going, or I don't like how that was going. Aside from he smokes too much. It's a bad message.
How
Bad
much does
message
that
about
guy
the smoking.
like? He's smoking in every scene they
Yeah,
allow him to. It's
yeah.
crazy.
And as I'm watching, I'm okay. Like, are they trying to tell us something here?
It's
Like,
like a smoking commercial.
yeah, it's a smoking commercial from the '60s.
Yeah, there should be like the Marble Man in the background somewhere, like the big. Remember the old neon sign that they used to
Yeah,
have with
that's
the
right.
cigarette?
Yeah. Yeah, I liked everything about this movie, and I've again I keep thinking about it and thinking about it to myself. I just don't understand why, if you don't love it, which is fine, but then for the people who really enjoyed that first one, why this one was such a departure. And now I didn't listen to any reviews or anything for it, so I haven't listened to DC Unlimited. I haven't even listened to the V39 guys talk about it. So now I'm going to go back and do that to find out what their thoughts are about it. But I don't understand why, if you like the first one, why this is such a big departure from the first one, because a lot of it felt very much like the first one to me. Like the painful nature of watching Arthur walk slowly and sadly in the rain. Like there's a lot of that stuff still in the second one, and it looks visually the same. The score is pretty much the same without the musical numbers to it. The acting is all very good and everything. So I'm interested to read more about it now, about why people didn't like it, because I don't know. This is one that I'm very confused with. Like watching Maxine, I liked it. I can totally understand why people don't get it. I get why people don't like that movie. But for this one, if you like the first one, I don't know why you wouldn't like the second one, because I love this movie. And the second one, I can find myself watching more than the first one. Like there's more to enjoy, I think, in the second one. There's more levity with the musical numbers than the first one, because the first one almost is no joy. Like there's no
There's
joy in
no
the
joy
first
in
one.
it.
Like there's some
There's
joy
none.
in the second one. There's some things to stand out with the musical numbers and the scenery changes and all that kind of stuff. So I could see I still haven't. I've seen Joker once. I watched it in theaters. I loved it, and then there was no reason to go back again, just because of the emotion that movie has. But the second one, I could just see myself going back to a little bit more. And I'm excited to go back again to see if my my thoughts change, because maybe they will. But I love Joker too. So anybody wants to join me, please do. Please join me in loving Joker too. Anyone?
I think you got some that'll join it. You got some. There's people that do love it. There's some.
Yeah. Anyways, you already said all your thoughts about Joker 2
Correct.
already, and you did all your stuff on DC Unlimited about it. So Chris has done his thing. So that's my thing. I love this movie. I wish more people would as well.
They might. We'll see. I've said my piece.
Move on.
We shall see.
And that's it. That's all of my watches for this week.
I think they're talking about the Christopher Reeve thing. Are you gonna watch that Superman Christopher Reeve thing?
So I watched the trailer for it.
That
was enough for me.
Okay.
It's I get it. Great dude. Great story. I'm sad enough in real life. I don't need to do that to myself.
That should be the marketing tag for some, like the review tag for some movies. I'm sad enough in life. I don't need this.
I just can't. Like, it'll be too much. Like, I get it. Chris Reeves, awesome guy. He's awesome to a lot of people and helped a lot of people and affected a lot of people. So happy. But I can't do it.
Yeah, that's how I feel about certain movies. Like, I got enough going on. I don't need this too.
Yeah.
Like that Will Smith movie. I hate that Will Smith movie. Everybody loves it. The Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh yeah.
I can't watch it. I've seen it once. That was enough. And I know it has a happy ending, but to get to that happy ending, I sat through 2 hours of misery. I'm not doing it again. I'm glad the dude had a good ending, but I'm done.
Yep.
Finished. Aaron's talking about Joker. A lot of this had to do with the marketing. We had a lot of customers leaving because it was a musical. It was never marketed as a musical. That, I would say, is a huge bingo. And that was puzzling. Like, and you even had, I want to say it was Todd Phillips himself who said it's not. Yeah, he said it's not, but it clearly has a lot. Like, maybe it's not a traditional musical. It's not like Grease. It's not like Moulin Rouge, but it is still really a musical. You should have marketed it as a musical, you know?
Yep.
And I feel like Wicked might have that same fate because they're not really showing a lot of it from what I've seen. Now Wonka didn't show it either, though, and Wonka worked out fine. So we'll see.
We just talked about, what was another musical we just talked about recently? Was it when we were talking about Joker 2 in your side of things?
Might have been.
We were just talking about musicals and how they weren't marketed.
They're not.
Just
like Wicked.
You made a musical. Just market it.
Right. You will get more people if you say what it is versus if you don't. I think anyway. And like in the case of Wicked, they're not really showing it as a musical because they're banking on people knowing the Broadway show. They're also not saying it's part one when it is just part one. That's really going to bite them, I think. But what do I know? I'm not a marketing analyst. I just watch stuff and log it on Letterboxd. Aaron says the Superman thing is very inspirational, and I'm sure it is too. But I actually don't. You know, I've said it before. I don't really love the Christopher Reeve stuff anyway, so it doesn't really have an impact on me. I would. I'd probably watch the Brandon Routh story quicker. I don't know if he's done anything noteworthy, but I've watched that. The Tom Welling story.
Yeah, the Brandon Routh story.
Yeah. How he did Dylan Dog or whatever it was called, Dark Detective. Thought that was going to give him a leg up in Hollywood. People expected more like the first Joker. This was a drastic turn and turned more people off. I think, yeah, that's a thing too. Hideo Kojima loves Joker 2. Did you see Tarantino's? Oh yeah, did you see Tarantino's review of Joker?
I did, and then I read it. I'm like, oh damn it, I hate agreeing with him because it was such a dickhead way of saying things.
It was.
Yeah,
it was. So you and him are on the same team.
That's what I hated, and I think I don't know if I said it to you or maybe Phil said it. I said no.
That's funny. Eric said the Henry Cavill story in the case of a disappearing mustache. I'd watch that too.
I would watch that.
I would watch the shit out of that. I love Henry.
Actually, that reminds me. Do you know about that show on HBO? What's it called? Where they're making fun of a movie being made, and it's constantly going through Foundation or the.
Yeah, I didn't know Foundation.
The Foundation or the are you watching that show or care about that show at all?
I've heard it. I've heard it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm interested in it too.
People wanted more of the first. That's what was very successful. See, I kind of think, and I don't mean to open up my can here again, but I'm just going to say this and I'm not going to say anything else. I think it was just lightning in a bottle. And I think it was a concept that should have stayed in the bottle afterward. Close the lid, put it in the vault. We did it. Everybody got what they got out of it. We're happy. That's just my opinion.
Well, yeah, and like hearing about what the budget was for this movie and everything that Todd Phillips spoke about, like as the movie was coming out, like it felt like it was made for the wrong reasons for sure. And the WB spent loads of money on it, and they shouldn't have done that. So, but on a roundabout way, that all worked out for me. So
spend X amount on Joker, cancel Batgirl. Got it.
That's right. That's the way WB works. Yep.
Tarantino's in his troll phase. Yeah, I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Just make your final movie and let's call it a day,
quit
bro.
People shouldn't talk sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Like, I respect your opinions, but let's not just endorse nonsense.
Yep.
That's it. Let's just not endorse nonsense.
Indeed.
Yeah, the Henry Cavill doc is coming. I'm looking forward to seeing who plays him in the doc.
Hugh Jackman.
Brian Cox.
That would be funny.
I'd watch it.
Have you seen Adaptation with Nick Cage? Yeah, I love that Brian Cox role in that one where he's just yelling at him.
That's like 90% of his roles. I think that's. I have to see if he's done anything where he's not that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's ever not been that guy.
He's not a jerk, or he's a jerk, but he's not an asshole and a screamer in the Zodiac.
Still haven't watched it.
Yeah, he's a nicer fella. He's a nicer fella in that movie.
I'd like to see him play just like a nice Irish gentleman. I don't even know if he is Irish, but I'd like to see it.
Oh, he could be Irish for sure.
He looks like it, I think.
He looks like a good total Irishman, yeah.
Yeah, he fits.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
All right, Chris, that's good enough for tonight.
That'll do. That'll do.
We're gonna keep going here. Where can people find what you've been up to the last little while?
You guys can. Where's our stuff at? Hold on, something's missing. They moved it. Whatever. You can find me on Twitter at thatChris70. I think it's already done, but you might still be able to donate if you go to the Geekverse Podcasts account. I did a charity trivia game with them yesterday, and they had events running all day to raise some money for a children's hospital and Extra Life Foundation. So if you guys would check that out, if you haven't already, cool. If you don't want to, that's cool too. It's up to you. But you can check that out on my Twitter. You can also follow this show at G of the Geeks. And I also do the other show with my buddies, Phil Walsh and Anthony Caruso, called DC Unlimited Pod. I'm getting scatterbrained. Emmet should take over now, which he'll do.
You can follow me on Twitter at EmmettDavis7, Gathering of Geeks. We're available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. All you have to do is search for Gathering of the Geeks, and you will find us right there. Aaron, Ian, Eric, Phil, Zedward, Cookie. I think that was everybody. Grabs. Oh, my man, Grabs. Good to have you back. Thanks for commenting on our last video as well, Grabs, on YouTube. Appreciate that. So everybody in the comment section, thanks so much for turning out on this fine Sunday evening and Monday for others. In saying all that, for Chris and I'm Emmet, and we gather on Sundays.
There's Talamasca spoilers, but end of session.